we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means, on infiltration instead of invasion, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. There is little value in ensuring the survival of our nation if our traditions do not survive with it.
All right, welcome to episode 146 of the Abuse Hour. It is I, your host, Coffee Long, coming to you unsupervised, unmedicated, and an unchecked threat to society. Yeah, man, finally, I'm getting my act together. I was sick, dude, and one of the dudes in the chat mentioned, man, like, what the fuck is it with you? You're always sick, man, and I don't feel like I'm that sick that often, and there's nothing, like, inherently wrong with me. I mean, dude, the whole time I was in the military, I could think of 3 times in 20 years that I got legit, like, holy fuck, like, really bad off sick. The rest of the time is like, no, it just was never sick. And now, dude, it's like so much time at the airport, so much time around family and kids and this kind of shit. Dude, it just becomes like, you know, you're around people that aren't as fucking hygienic. Because, I mean, I'm not actually a dirty bastard. But, dude, between kids and airports, man, it's that time of fucking season where, like, if anybody's thinking about being sick, you're gonna fucking get it. It's gonna be ugly. Anyway, so yeah, it's Christmas time, dude, and I tried to record something the other day. I actually did record, but it does this thing. My phone will do this thing. If somebody calls, it'll stop recording. And then sometimes it'll pull this little fucking stunt where it'll stop recording, but then it'll hiccup and it'll be recording and then it'll like, didn't, you know, like the person, whoever the idiot is that called me, they stop talking and then the thing will like tell you that there's a message, but then it'll stop recording as well. And I appreciate that, you know, you could like, hey, why don't you, you know, record on your fucking computer or something. I could do that too. But honestly, dude, if you've never tried to do this, there is this fucking thing of like, there's some apps that work really good, like the one that I'm using here. It works real good, but this one you can only use on your phone. And there's another one called Audacity that one doesn't have an app. And it actually, like the initial version worked really good, and I had that on a laptop. But then they did some kind of update to it where it turned real fucking difficult, man. Like, just, like, why is this so fucking hard? Well, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Or do you want to, like, pause? Like, all these fucking, you know, presumably advanced tools and shit, except the more shit they added to it, the less it worked properly. So, you know, here you go. But the one I got right here, this one works pretty good. I have a couple that work pretty good, and this one you could use on a phone or a tablet. So even if I'm, like, at the house, like, I'll just use the app that's on my phone. I'll just use my fucking phone. And it actually works better. It's, like, a lot faster. It's bizarre. Anyway, so this happened the other day, and I was talking, and I put together what I thought was a pretty good episode. And then I look, and, like, I had done this thing where I was going, and I had to run some errands. So I'm driving, and I stop, and I go do whatever, and I get back in the car, and I start again. Some idiot calls. They leave a message, whatever. And then, like, for 45 minutes, I'm talking to myself. And then I look and I'm like, motherfucker, I'm just talking into the fucking wind, baby. Just no big deal. Like, it's unholy, man. It's unsavory. What are you going to do? What are you going to fucking do? These things happen, I guess. Anyway, some stuff. There's a few things going on. I feel like the world really does almost kind of pause a little bit, you know, for the holidays. You can get your fucking, your crisis on, get your drama on, and then, you know, keep it to yourself, but then you can resume later on during regular working hours once the new year kicks off. I'll tell you, my favorite holiday, dude, my favorite holiday is January 2nd. January fucking 2nd, because suddenly everything is back to normal-ish. People walk around. I mean, it's another fucking day. What do you want, right? But people start, you know, like, oh, it's a brand new year, new me, new year, new moron. But there's also not the calls for like, hey, you know, you need to spend a shit ton of money, or it means that you're a shit guy or a shit boyfriend or a shit husband or a shit father or a shit son. You know, this is you. You're shit because you're not dropping huge fucking money. And I'll tell you what, dude, I remember back to the before time when, like, before you knew how fucked up everything was. I mean, dude, it's like you can't look at anything in American society with, like, yeah, tiny hats got a grip on that. Yeah, tiny hats are fucking destroying that. Yeah, tiny hats are behind that, and here's why. And I mean, Christmas, dude, it's the worst, man, because, you know, here's the thing, is it even like if you're going to get into the Christian pagan argument, in my mind, that should be between all of us. That should be between white people. That's for us to iron out. You know, where do you fall on this thing? And for my money, you know, once we expel the tiny hats and we get things back to normal, then we can deal with that. We can deal with that shit, and we'll fight it out. Maybe we fight it out, we talk it out. Maybe we can all of it and come up with something entirely new. Who knows? Who cares? But what I can't dig is somebody else coming along and putting their fingers in it. And by that, these somebodies, I mean your tiny hats. So, I mean, dude, I remember all the way back, you know, like kindergarten. You know, when you're in kindergarten and you're learning these songs, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and you're doing this kind of thing. You're singing all the little songs. You're having a nice time with your little kid friends and stuff. You know, but then you get older and you get into our thing and it becomes like you can't, like I can't even see the Matrix anymore. All I can see is blonde, brunette, redhead, whatever. But, you know, you see this and you see all of the Christmas songs by all of the Hebrews and all of the subversiveness where it's like, yeah, we're going to make this so it's not at all about, you know, the original concept of the holiday. And whether you want to say that's Yule or winter solstice or the birth of Christ or whatever you want to say, it's still a thing by white people, for all of us to stop, to go out there in the snow and set something on fire and maybe get together with family and maybe be a little bit more pleasant for just a little while. That's the point of this. But no, we're not doing that. Instead, we're going to have a big group lesson about bullying, and that's why Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and See Different really is better. Well, you know, what were you going to do without that glowing nose? You wouldn't have any toys, kid. Why do I have toys? Because you have to have toys, because it's Christmas. You want to not have toys at Christmas? That means you have shit parents. That's what that means. And it's tiresome, dude. So I don't know. In a way, I long for a time, you know, before I knew everything I knew. But then at the same time, it's like, if you could get plugged back into the Matrix, would you get plugged back into the Matrix? I can't say that I would. That's a bridge too far, Goyam. Anyway, some of the other stuff I wanted to hit on, man. I wanted to talk some investment ideas, concepts, hand rubbing commences. And I happened to watch the newest iteration of the Running Man movie, which was very shitty in a lot of ways, but a little bit funny in other ways. So I don't know. You make your fucking pick. But what else? Oh, I had I'll come up with a violent story. I have. If I have nothing else, I have violent stories. But yeah, I'll tell a violent story because I think it was Marcus in the chat said, hey, entertain us with a violent story. This I can do. And then what else, man? I feel like there was something else. Just the general goings on, I guess. It's not, I don't know, dude. There's not that much heavy going on, really. Like, there's this fake fuck thing in Nigeria where the U.S. has, I guess, done some missile strikes, rocket strikes, whatever. And their story is that, oh, we're attacking Christians, bro. We have to act, bro. You know, and especially around the holiday season, bro. We can't say, okay, sure, bud. What about Palestine, man? There was attacks against Christians there. These tiny hats, your greatest ally, who you can't stop giving money to, blew up one of the oldest Christian churches in the world. Did you do anything about that? No, I didn't do anything about that. Not going to do anything about that. So to say, like, well, this is about something else. Yeah, no shit, it's about something else, man. And, yeah, it's about something else. And what I was hearing yesterday was that this is there's a situation where Nigeria actually has a lot of lithium deposits. lithium deposits that China is trying to get its dick beaters on. So when you see it that way, then it becomes a little more apparent that, like, oh, you see, they were attacking Christians, bro. Like, yeah, although not really. You know, maybe they were. Maybe they always have been. I don't fucking know. But what I do know is that this was probably more like a warning shot of, like, dude, I'm serious. I'm fucking serious. And, of course, China's going to do what China does. And what the fuck do you want? They're fucking Chinese, for one. They're going to fucking hoard things. It's how they fucking are, right? But they're doing for them, right? They're doing for their own people. What a nice fucking change that would be, too. You know, because we don't have that. We don't have a government that's looking out for us. They're looking out for, like, yeah, we want to stymie China's efforts. But if I'm being honest, this is more about, like, I want to stymie China's efforts so that there's some kind of way that we can get our hands on this, so that we can get paid for it, and then I can give this money to Israel. Yay. I mean, dude, I saw a couple things, man, a couple, like, memes and what have you, where they're talking about, it's like 290 something recognized countries in the world, and we send money to like 270 something of them. Top of the list, of course, Israel, Egypt, and Jordan. So we give money to Israel because the U.S. is an occupied country, and we give money to Egypt and Jordan just so that they'll ignore what Israel's doing. And then from there, it's just, whoever plays ball the best, whoever Israel says, okay, give those guys a little something. But at the end of the day, the thing is that the U.S. is a very productive country. You are a part of a very productive people. And instead of, you kick in and now, like, your roads are pristine, your cities are pristine, everything works the way it should. If there's some nog breaking into your garage and you fucking, before you dial the second 911, there's a cop. He's right there. I'll take care of it. And, like, beats the shit out of him, carts him away. No one ever sees him again. How great would this be? And, I mean, that's what you deserve. That's the kind of money that you're kicking in. You're kicking in this huge piece of your money. So where the fuck is it going? Where's the money, Lebowski? Well, where the money is, apparently, we've seen in the last couple of weeks here, this guy, Nick Shirley, and I don't know nothing about this guy. I seriously doubt that he's our guy. If he's getting any kind of, like, YouTube airplay, this is probably not our guy. But it appears that, like, your Nick Shirley has gone out here and he's got some boomer intel, and these might be famous people or YouTube famous people or some kind of famous people. I don't fucking know who they are. But apparently some kind of, like, do-it-yourself reporter type thing. But he's got, so this Nick Shirley then, he's like this younger dude, and he goes out there with this boomer, and this boomer is one of these, like, your grandpa boomer motherfucker, and he goes out there and he's crunching the fucking numbers and he's looking all this shit up, the way that boomers do, where they've got, like, stacks of fucking paper, and he's sorting through this shit, like, licking his fingers and, like, well, let me take a look here. I got it right here. Let me take a look. So he finds all this shit, and they're in Minnesota. They're in Minnesota, and they're looking around for these, some of these healthcare fucking places and some of these daycare places in these fucking Somalian neighborhoods. So they roll up to these places, and I saw a couple of videos of this, but they're rolling up to these places. The windows are all covered up. There's one called the fucking something or other learning center, but even the fucking sign is like the something or other leering center. They can't even fucking spell. All right, so you got this broke fuck sign up here, and now the windows are all covered up. They go up there, and they're hitting these places up because these places are receiving a metric shit ton of money in federal fucking aid. So they go up here, and they go inside, and they're inquiring about, hey, I wanted to get some prices on some healthcare. I'm interested. I understand you do healthcare here. Where's the healthcare? And immediately it's like, no, we're closer. Please, sir, who are you, sir? Who are you, sir? And brushing these guys off. I will calling the police, sir. You cannot be here, sir. So they're shooing these guys out of there, calling the fucking cops. Places are, obviously, these are fucking empty. These are a fucking scam. Yeah, if you were unaware of this, that is what's going on here, is that these fucking people are scamming. They are fucking scamming. They are getting these federal dollars, and from what a lot of reports were saying, sending it back to Somalia to support like your Al-Shabaab, your fucking jihadi separatist groups, all this kind of shit. So they go to this fucking place. They go to a healthcare place. They get shooed along. They go to some daycare place. It's supposed to have like, yeah, we're providing daycare for like 120 kids or some kind of shit. So they go in here, and this place, again, the Leering Center. This was the Leering Center. In this place, again, windows covered up. There's nobody there knocking on the windows, but they do at least have. They have one nog in there. But now she comes to the door, and she's like immediately indignant. And, maybe they're filming or whatever, but probably just with a phone. But so they pull up here, and this chick is like, what do you want? Like immediately fucking snippy. And of course she's fucking snippy because there's nobody that's got any reason to be walking up there. The place is a fucking scam. There are no fucking kids being daycared here. There's nothing going on. Why the fuck is somebody knocking at the door? If somebody's knocking at the door, it's because they're either fucking around or they're on to you, in which case her bosses are going to say, get them the fuck out of here. That's the fucking plan, right? But she comes to the door, what do you want, sir? What you are doing here? And she calls the fucking cops. And so this was kind of where it, I guess, gets my attention is that, if it's just like your gangster, right? Say like your Mexican gangster or your Nog gangster. They're not going to call the fucking cops. If you've got a fucking crack house and you roll in and you're like, hey, I was thinking of buying this place, like it's depreciated property, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to beat the shit out of all of you with a golf club, and I'm going to sell this place, and I'm going to fix it up and sell it, and I'm going to make some fucking money. That's my plan. I'm buying this crack house. And you roll in there and you start whacking people with a fucking golf club. They're not calling the fucking cops, man. They know they're doing something illegal. They might try to stab you or shoot you or some shit, but they ain't calling no fucking cops. That's a fucking fact. If you stumble onto some fucking trafficking fucking hub, like they're trafficking fucking strawberry pickers, and this is their fucking stopover point. And you go in here and you're like, hey, I was thinking of getting a taco. I see you guys got tacos. What's the story on tacos? Hey, what's your deal, guy? You like tacos too? Do you work around here? Where are you working? Where are you going? Oh, you like strawberries, do you? You pick strawberries? They're not going to fucking call the cops. They're going to probably stab you. Or like, the fucking strawberry picker guy, he's just going to ignore you because, speak English anyways, right? But the people running this racket, they're not going to call the fucking cops, is what I'm getting at. If you were in Somalia and you were doing something dodgy, again, you wouldn't call the cops. At best, you would call like the head man in the village. You call the head man, what you're doing here, That's probably the worst case scenario. But you would never call the fucking cops. So you look at this thing, and these people are calling the fucking cops. This Somalian broad calling the fucking cops. They roll up to some other place, and there's some apparently white woman that is walking in as they're walking up, and she starts screaming, ICE is here! We have ICE! Close all the doors! So it's obviously some liberal, apparently white woman, presumably Jewish. This could go any number of ways. But she's fucking screaming that it's ICE. And lock all the doors, don't open the doors, all this shit. Don't answer the phones, not nothing. And then they call the cops. So the cops are rolling up and fucking, hey, you can't be here, dude. It's private property. I got to fucking trespass you. You got to leave. So kind of the takeaway that I got out of this was, like, I look at these videos and I look through a couple of the comments, and the big takeaway to me was that they're not figuring this shit out on their own. Some fucking 80 IQ Somalian did not come over here and figure out that, like, hey, these motherfuckers work. They probably need a daycare. And if I open a daycare, that means I can get federal funding. And if I've got federal funding, I could say fucking whatever I want. I'm taking care of 50 kids, 20 kids, 100 kids. It don't fucking matter because nobody's going to come and fucking check. And then as long as I have the doors open, well, then what I can do, they're not figuring this shit out. And if something goes wrong, what should I do? Do you think a fucking Somalian is thinking of, well, I just call the cops and have them trespassed? They don't understand that. They're getting fucking help. So it begs the fucking question then. And this is something that was really pissing me off because, like I had said, as the year winds down, like my business kind of winds down. Yeah, I don't have so much business going as the year starts to wrap up. So I've got time and I'm sitting, but I also gotta make phone calls. I gotta make emails. I gotta get shit lined up because January's a coming and normal life is a coming. And I gotta have some fucking shit lined up. I can't just walk in here January 2nd like, all right, who needs work? Like, nobody yet, dickhead. You should have lined this shit up in November and December. So as I'm trying to hustle this shit and I'm navigating all these fucking loopholes, and I've also got a guy that I work with taking another run, getting what, I don't think this government shit, like the guy's taking another run at the government contract type shit. And I'm like, look, man, we did this fucking dance. It's fucking Pajitza go-go. It's not going to fucking happen. And this guy, more of a trusting soul than I am, is like, no, bro, I know this guy, and he understands the contract world, bro, and he knows all the ins and outs, bro. And I'm like, man, stop this shit, dude. Because I'll tell you what, like you understand, like I do a lot of consulting type work, and I've had people for as long as I've been doing this, and I've been doing this a very long time. I've been doing this longer than most people have had the jobs that they have. And since I've been doing this, like, I've had no shortage of people that are like, bro, I could sell this in a second. With your resume and with the experience you have and the people you've worked with, I could sell this in a fucking second. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine, dude, because I'm always open to the idea of like, yeah, if I've got more clients, I could train up more guys. I can get guys from the community I came from, and I can staff shit up. That's fine with me, dude. If I can be in like 5 places at once because a dude is doing the job just like I would do it, that's fucking terrific. So people will come and they'll be like, bro, I can get you fucking clients. Dude, look at this. I'll tell you something. I've been hearing this shit for a fucking decade, man. Of like, yeah, dude, all this, that, and the other fucking thing. And every fucking time I have been bit in the ass. I had this fucking guy, this guy that I work with, he brings on, this motherfucker, this makes me so fucking angry. He brings on this fucking, this marketing firm. He gets this marketing firm, in touch with us. And these fucking people are like, bro, I'm basically waiting on you, bro. I got clients in the wings. I just need these details. I got to write this shit out, bro, and I'm going to present it in certain places, bro. You don't want to know how I do what I do, bro. This shit ran me about 50 fucking grand. About 50 fucking grand I pissed away on this shit. And when I talk to the guy, I'm like, we're paying this asshole in installments. And I'm like, listen, fuck stick. I'm fucking beating the bushes trying to work anyway. Now I'm carving time out of my day to talk to you about how do you do what you do and what would you say exactly you do it. If you had to describe it and what would you compare it to? Motherfucker, you're the one that told me you could sell this shit. So I'm talking to this guy. I'm like, look, fuck stick. I'm cutting the fucking funding off tomorrow, man. I've fucking had it. That's enough. And he's like, bro, no, I'm waiting on you, man. If you want clients, if you just want connections, bro, I can do this. I thought that you wanted like a whole marketing type package, bro. And that's what I've been working on. But if you just want to see more clients like right away, if that's something you need, we could do that. And I'm like, yeah, more clients. I don't know. Maybe that would be a way to get money. Why don't we try that? Let's try the get clients approach. So this fucking asshole, this guy puts me in touch with, puts me on a phone with some fucking guy from some fucking company that I ain't ever fucking heard of. We have this great conversation about, fucking Troy or whatever the fuck the guy's name is. I don't think it was Troy, but I'm glad I don't remember. But, he's telling me about what you do, bro. It's really incredible. It's fantastic. Sounds like just what I need, bro. Yeah, I'm really impressed, bro. Yeah, tell me more, bro. What does it cost, bro? Oh, that's great, bro. All right, bro. Let me look at some details and let's talk again, bro. And could not get the guy back on the phone again. No response to calls, no response to emails. So now I'm like, all right, smart fuck. Yeah, you got your friend from the gym or whatever to fucking get on the phone with me and play a fucking game. That's really fucking hilarious. So I talked to this dude, man, the guy that I work with now, and I'm like, all right, look, your bright fucking idea, this was fucking stupid. This didn't fucking work. I could see where maybe you thought it would, but, lesson learned, right? $50,000 lesson. Hopefully we learned something. So now, though, again, like we did the fucking government contract thing once before, did the fucking Pajit dance. We're like, oh, you will work for me. I will get the contract because, I am very strong in this world. I can get the contract, but I will subcontract to you and you will fulfill. You understand? And if you do well, then I will give you more work always. And I'm like, this is fucking stupid. This is not a way to fucking live. So backed away from this thing, and now here we fucking are again. No, bro, I know a guy, bro. Bro, we're going to fucking get in there, bro. Multi-million dollars, bro. So, yeah, I'm doing this shit, man. And it's, when there is, it's not all fucking black pill, because listening to some of the, you see, you got to fill it out like so and describe it like so, and then you include this, that, and the other potential service that you can offer and get qualified through this thing. But long and short, man, to be like, it's a little leg up on the competition to say that, one, you're a veteran-owned small business, you're a disabled veteran-owned small business. All of this is a leg up, well and good, but all it really does for you, it puts you on par with, a minority-owned business or a minority woman-owned business. Here's some shit, here's probably the most useless goddamn people ever to walk the fucking earth, right? Like some Somalian woman. And now you, by virtue of being a disabled veteran, okay, well, then we'll view you on at least equal footing as these bullshit artists over here. What the fuck world is this, man? So when I see this shit that's I filled out some forms and I got a couple $1 million from the government for running an empty daycare. Are you fucking serious? I mean, good God, dude. I did listen to, I don't know if you remember that movie, Dogs of War or War Dogs or some shit. Basically, two Jews run a racket, right? Two Jews fucking gun running. And it's Jonah Hill and some other Hebrew. I don't fucking know. But the idea here was that they were basically getting into the government contract websites and finding requests for shit, right? Like the army or some shit or some unit will put out hey, I need 1,000 rifles, and then they'll get in there and we could do that. And it's graded where if it's a small contract, you could be some schnook, but if you do a bunch of contracts and you get a lot of positive reviews, then you could do bigger contracts. You work your way up because nobody honestly just steps in and is like, I'm flying $10 million worth of fucking rifles from here to there. Or $10 million worth of anything. Truck tires, whatever, from here to there. Because you can't be fucking trusted. Yet somehow, these Somalians, how the fuck is this happening? Somehow you step in here and these people are talking about, some of the reports I saw, they're talking about in the billions of dollars between the fake fuck daycares, the fake fuck healthcare, the, what else were they doing? The autism thing. Oh, yeah, bro, autism here. It's crazy, bro, autism. So now, I don't know what you get. If you went to University of Somalia, which I don't doubt. I do not doubt that there's some kind of fucking rackets where I went to fucking Nigerian medical school. I am a doctor. Just ask me. I can tell you what it is. And then they bring this shit here and they're like, yeah, dude, of course I'm a doctor. I can treat the autism. I can treat your autism because I went to Somalia, Mogadishu Medical. I'm a graduate of Mogadishu Med School. And then they come here and well, so what now, man? Yeah, you just open a fucking center to treat autists. These people pretend to be autistic. You pretend to treat them. And then we all get paid. What could be fucking simpler? But again, the thing with this is don't tell me they figured this shit out on their own. And what does it come down to? It comes down to these fucking tiny hats. And if you would ask yourself, why would fucking tiny hats do something like this then? Two reasons. One, I'll be reminding you of, and two, I'll be reminding you of, because this is shit that I'm ranting about all the fucking time. So one, it weakens you. It weakens your fucking country, dude. It makes you not have fucking kids because you can't fucking afford anything, right? Your society falls to fucking shit. You got a wife, you're thinking yeah, dude, I got a decent fucking job. We're going to move out to the burbs, have a couple of kids, go to fucking barbecues, all this shit. No, you're fucking not. No, you're fucking not. You're going to live in a little broke fuck apartment because you're not going to get a raise for 10 fucking years. There's going to be 100 Somalians get hired in front of you. And when it's promotion time, they're getting promoted. You ain't getting shit. So how are you going to keep paying for this fucking apartment on a fucking paycheck that doesn't go up? She's going to start working. So her fucking working, and now you start talking about kids. Where the fuck you going to fit a kid into this equation? Right? So even if you fuck up, even if you slip up and you have one kid, what are you doing now? Dude, I am fucking hating life. God damn it. The diapers, the food, this shit, that shit. What is the long-term effect of this? How does this play out in fucking 10 years, 20 years, 30 years? Right? That's like a huge kick in the fucking balls. And what is 30 years to the fucking rubbing hands club? That's nothing to them. So they start trucking these sacks of shit in here. If they can fucking weaken your society, when you get weaker, they get stronger. Yeah? It's like one arrow going down and one arrow going up, just like their fucking flag. I'm pushing you down, so it's holding me up. The other part to this is that just like with the fucking gears in a machine, this is a Hebrew. Like, they're not doing this shit for fucking free. They're going to say, yeah, dude, if you get this thing, here's my cut. And they won't say it as a cut, but our service fee will be like success dependent. If you don't get results, we don't get results. What's the problem, Goy? Well, the problem with that is that, yeah, if they don't get results, you don't get results. But they know they're going to get results because these Hebrews have people fucking everywhere. So you're going to get results. And the outcome then is that, yeah, now I just get a permanent fucking take of it. When you get $1 billion fucking dollars for your little healthcare fucking scam, then I get a few $100 million. I mean, how many fucking millions do you think these Hebrews are pulling down? And what are they doing with that? They're putting it right back into their efforts to undermine you. And you could say that that's like, oh, that's fucking crazy talk coffee, man. That's fucking tinfoil hat. Dude, is it not fucking happening, though? Take a fucking look around. I mean, I don't know if you've been to Minnesota. That place fucking sucks. I did a thing in Michigan once, and I mean, it's like fucking being in Africa, dude. It's like being in fucking Africa where I was. Even the people there, they talked about it as, they called it the fucking Michigan brain drain. That like anybody that can fucking leave is leaving. I'm getting the fuck out of here. And then who gets brought in? Fucking Somalia gets brought in. I don't know, dude. I mean, I think it's gonna be just like the fucking Doge thing, though, where they're like, yeah, look, it's crazy, dude. All the corrupt shit that's going on. It's fucking wild how bad it is, isn't it? Holy shit, I can't believe they're doing this. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to go golfing. And nothing ever fucking happens. Because, I mean, that was another thing. It was the fucking Doge thing. Doge, whatever the fuck, however you like to say it. Nothing happened with that, man. They fucking went on about it. And, oh, my God, can you believe it? Oh, my God. And they talk about, like, yeah, 10, 20, 30 million. That's a drop in the bucket. Cool, drop it in my bucket. I'll fucking take it, you know? But either way, nothing ever happened with any of that shit. And for my money, none of that shit even got turned off. So this is where we fucking are, man. It's pretty terrific. Anyway, so with that, man, I wanted to hit real quick on some of the some investment ideas, some shit that has come up. And I can't decide if it's, I don't know, sort of funny, sort of interesting, sort of we'll fucking see. But the precious metals thing at present, this shit is up. It bounced, like as I'm saying this right now, as of this morning, it had bounced, silver had bounced to $84 and has since dipped back below $80. But like all of these precious metals this morning, like they've been up for like a week and now they're down. All of them. So it's kind of interesting to me, like when I very first got into silver, I think it was going for like $30, some shit like this per ounce. Now it's more than, I mean, dude, it's 80 and change right now. When 79 is down, that seems to say something. I had seen a story a few days ago that the top 5 return on investment fucking deals in 2025 was gold, silver, platinum, palladium, and the Russian ruble. And man, that one, I was stoked because I have some gold and silver. Not a shit ton, but some, you know. So I was stoked because I have that. But then I was super fucking pissed because I saw the fucking ruble thing coming, man. I saw it fucking coming. And Everywhere I looked, everywhere I tried to get a hold of some, I could not fucking do it. I could not get a hold of any of this shit. So, I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to make of the whole the Russia situation. That war thing continues. I did see, I guess real quick on that, I saw this take on one of the Brovet YouTube channels or some fucking SF guy. And honestly, man, it fucking sucks, you know, because on one hand, you're like, you want to think of like your fellow operators as like, these are supposed to be quality people, man. But it's hard coming to terms with the fact that like sometimes people are good at one thing, but they're not good at other things. And yet they conflate these things. So people start getting their takes from people who have no takes to give. And what I saw was like, this guy's talking about, let's take a look at the Russian Spetsnaz, bro. These guys are fucking, they want to be us so bad, bro. This is fucking stupid, bro. Check it out. And, you know, it's fine to be like, fuck everybody else, hooray for me. That's fine, I guess. But when it's like willfully ignorant, you know, and I hate to say it that way, but when it's like willfully disregarding the facts of the matter. So this guy starts talking. First, he's talking about the Spetsnaz thing. Spetsnaz is a Russian special operation organization. He's showing these videos from like, I mean, it's got to be probably 20 years ago. And where you could think of like Russia as something of a European country, it's also something of an Asian country. And there's also definitely something of an Asian flavor to their weird fucking culture. So like their military demonstration type shit. I mean, you've seen like the Soviet shit where it's like the goose stepping and the tanks and this, but like the special ops type shit, the demonstration type stuff they put on is like, it's circus like, dude. It's like clownish. It's fucking nutty. And they do have like a very different flavor for how they deal with, like if you look at your counterterrorism concepts type shit, they just have a different strategy than we do. Like ours is like we try to minimize casualties. We're going for more like a chess match type thing where you're going to put the guy into a situation like, well, what does it matter if you have to wait a day or 2 days and nobody gets hurt? And you can take the guy in custody and you basically put him in a spot where like he's got nowhere else to go. He's run out of options and he just gives up. Okay, I mean, that's a strategy. That's a strategy that Western countries used in a counterterrorism type situation. The strategy that like your Russia type situation uses is like, don't come in here expecting to walk out because we're going to come in here and shoot you and you might hurt a few people, but we're going to fucking kill you for sure. And that is another strategy. And I can see where, you know, on the other side of that too is that if somebody is, say you're in a hostage situation and you're one of the people that gets taken hostage, now you and everybody in there knows that if and when there's a response that they're going to come in here and just start shooting and you got a good chance of getting shot too. So why don't you take the situation in hand yourself? So knowing that, if you're somebody that was thinking of like, I go in here, I do this terrorist thing, I take these hostages or some shit like this, if you were going to think of that, that would kind of give you pause. You know, a smart person would probably pause anyway. And you would think like, okay, if I was doing this in France or in, you know, Nebraska or some shit, they're going to fly out a negotiator. We're going to talk for 3 days. This is going to be a long fucking dick dragger. That's the worst case. You know, but you probably won't get fucking shot. Maybe you get backed into a corner. Maybe you're in a tight spot. But, you know, it's a different chess match. In Russia, then, you would have to think of like, dude, if I fucking do this, these people might try to kill me before those people try to kill me. So I don't know. I'm not sure how good of an idea this is. So you would have to really get cracking. Like you would need to fucking, whatever you're going to do, you need to do it fucking quick because you're probably not walking out of here. It's a fucking strategy. I mean, it's a hostage thing is a shit situation no matter what. But this is the strategy that they've gone with. So they're demoing some of this shit. And I remember seeing this video, I mean, like decades ago, a very fucking long time ago. And the way that they would do it, so if you have like a bus, right? Somebody takes hostages on a bus. The way that the Russians would do it, it's fucking, It's fucking wild, bro. But the way they would fucking do it is a guy has some kind of a charge on the end of like a fucking stick, like a long ass fucking stick. And he's going to run up there and somehow this thing gets detonated as you're slapping it onto the window. So guy number one is going to, and as I heard it at the time, they said, yeah, that'll be the new guy. They're going to put the fucking new guy. And I could see where you would. You're going to put the fucking new guy on this. So they're all running up here, and this new guy is a little out in front with a fucking, some kind of breach charge on the end of a stick. So he goes running up there, and now he fucking swings this big fucking stick. And it fucking, as soon as it hits the window, it's like kablam, fucking blows up. And it's going to blow all that glass, and there's going to be that overpressure. So even if you could probably have a couple of windows rolled down in here, but there's going to be overpressure in that bus. You're not going to be happy. So people are going to be fucked up in there. So as soon as that happens, I mean, shit, the guy that launches the fucking charge is fucked up too. It's like boom, boom, outside the fucking bus. And he's like, fucking bobbling off. But as soon as that thing goes, here comes another couple guys holding this big wide fuck ladder. So they go running up there and they fucking boom, put this ladder up, and everybody behind them then is like like running right up that fucking ladder and right into that bus. And they're fucking shooting. And anybody that looks like they might be involved is getting fucking smoked. So, at the time, it's like total polar opposite from how the U.S. would handle something like this. Is it more effective, less effective? Is it dependent on the kind of people you've got, at your disposal? If you've only got dumb fucks, I mean, this is probably your best option, right? But for whatever, this is their fucking strategy. But this was fucking decades ago, all right? And when I see this, I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you showing this shit for? I saw this like decades ago. What the fuck? And then he's running on about like, yeah, bro, they talk so much shit, but like, look at their fucking, how long is it taken with this Ukraine thing? Like years? Oh, yeah, we'll be done in a couple months. It's taking years. You guys suck. And when I hear this, I got to think that like, well, one, they're fighting a near peer adversary. Ukraine was one of the most capable militaries in the region. Yeah, you want to call it Europe, whatever. But a very capable military nonetheless. But two, and I think it really fucking warrants looking at, is that what is the fucking desired end state here? Was it to take Ukraine? Or was it just to bleed you fucking dry? Because that definitely happened. Like, how much did we fucking kick in? 120 billion? Some shit like this? Dude, that's a fucking L in my book. You're taking a fucking L. Something that cost you 120 billion. If they had taken a fucking hostage, right? Like, let's say some Russians took a gaggle of diplomats hostage, and there's one or two Americans and a shit ton of Ukrainians. And they're like, oh, look, they're doing this to these Ukrainians. And also, America, it sort of affects you. But, these fuck. And it cost you $120 billion to resolve the issue. Would you call that a win? I'd call that fucked up. Like, you got fucking ass blasted on this fucking $120 billion deal. But then on top of which, I saw another interesting take that, like, yeah, they're basically just clearing out Ukraine. I mean, they're literally hauling, fighting age men out of their homes and, like, hunting them down in the streets, putting them on buses and sending them to get shot. So they're basically clearing out Ukraine. And why? Oh, because the Orthodox Jewish community is rolling in good style. Anyway, yeah, so I digress big time. We were talking about the ruble, though. Just the same, strictly in a financial sense, the ruble is up, 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 because Russia had pretty much cut themselves off from like, okay, you want to fucking sanction us? All right, we'll just do our own thing, and they've been doing their own thing. So their production is up. They're not paying for Somalian daycares, and the ruble was the number 5 best investment on in 2025, according to this thing I was reading, and I don't remember where the fuck I saw it. Somewhere on Telegram, I think. But other than that, the other top 4 were precious metals: gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. So gold and silver, like, we've been honking about this. Everybody on our thing has been honking about this for a little while. And quickly before we get to that, the platinum and palladium thing, those have been moving up steadily. I don't completely know or understand what exactly they're for. I looked them up, and it was basically talking about these are used in industrial type shit, in the production of catalytic converters. So I'm like, oh, maybe those crackheads are onto something. But yeah, it does look like that's something that those metals are for. But insofar as like they're needed for something, yeah, they're used to produce stuff. That just kind of suggests that, well, look, nobody's talking about platinum and palladium, and yet there's something that people need. I don't know. Maybe it would be something worth considering. And they have moved up, up, up steadily. I get my shit off of, and I'm not sponsored or getting anything out of this. I'm just fucking telling you. There's a company called APMEX. I guess it's American Precious Metals Exchange, whatever. They've got like pretty average. I mean, it's fucking precious metals, right? But it's the deal where you can buy the physical product, not some paper fucking fake fuck bullshit. But they ship pretty quick, and they'll buy the shit back as well. So I've been using that. Again, I ain't fucking sponsored. If you got a better deal, shield a better deal. Put it in the fucking chat. But they also have a credit card, which is pretty cool. So I think it's like 1 or 2% on normal shit. But then whenever you go to buy precious metals, it's like, I want to say between 4 and 6%, some shit like this. So they're just giving you little buy precious metal points or dollars, whatever. And then you cash that shit in. So I had bought some shit a while ago, and I completely forgot about it until this silver thing started happening. And I looked on there, and I had like $600 and something in free fucking points to buy shit off of this fucking site. So I was like, fuck yeah. So I picked up a little more silver off that deal. Again, man, I'm not a fucking financial guy. This might not be the best deal in the world. There might be a way better deal. If you know of a better deal, fucking share it, dude. Don't just call me an asshole. I already know I'm an asshole. Share the fucking deal. Anyway, on the gold and silver thing, man, like this shit has been creeping up steadily, and a couple points of interest on this is that traditionally gold and silver have been the place to put your money, to put your value. And dude, I got into it with an economist the other day. So he's talking about like, well, what exactly is money? Like, what is the definition of money? I'm like, it's a place to store your value, a medium for your value, a vessel for your value. And he says, no, it's a medium of exchange. And I'm like, well, dude, I don't need to fucking exchange. If I make $5,000 in a month and I only got to spend $4,000, what am I going to do with that extra $1,000? I don't want that $1,000 to turn into like $200, just because somebody's fucking around with the money. I want to save that value someplace so that I can use it later on. I want to save it someplace through some medium where somebody else will recognize it and be like, yeah, $1,000 you got there. Goddamn right I do. Or even better, where my $1,000 turns into $2,000. That would be way fucking better. So the exchange part, and again, I mean, it's philosophical fucking discussion. It don't really fucking matter. But insofar as like, I want to be able to hold on to this value. I don't want it to fucking evaporate. People start looking at precious metals when currency starts going to shit. And I was listening to the InfoStormer dudes made an interesting point the other day that this is one of the, arguably the first time in recorded history, because it's really like, one of the first times we could look at the entire world at once, that every major empire on the planet is in dire fucking straits at the same time. Honestly, I'd say with the exception of Russia, because China, it's a major fucking empire, but they've got, they do have a demographic crisis insofar as their population is very, very, very top heavy, very fucking old. So once they start dying out, who knows though? They start dying out, and now wages are going to go up. There's a lot of fucking wealth to go around. Who knows? That could be something to think of. Anyway, times is hard, dude. Times is fucking hard. So people have been putting a lot of money into precious metals. Like we talked about a few episodes back, the gap between the perceived value of gold and silver is at this point wider than it has been throughout history. So whether that indicates like it's going to keep going that way, like it's trending that way, it'll probably keep going that way. Or if that means there will be some kind of balance restored at some point, I ain't the fucking guy to say. I'm just a guy saying that it's fucking there. There has been a really big bounce in silver. Yesterday it was up to 84. Today it was back down to 79. And, you could think, I'm sure that there is to some degree, and especially where there's like an ability to trade. There's an ability to trade just paper fucking precious metals. Like you have 1 gold bar in the fucking Goldstein Mint fucking vault. Sure you do, bud. Sure you do. Like that's how we got to this fucking paper issue in the first fucking place. Is by some Hebrew saying, "Oh no, bro, you got your gold's in there. It's good. Look, here's a paper. It says so." Meanwhile, he's writing, the same fucking paper for the same bar of gold to like 10 different guys. Yeah, that's how you got to this. Don't be a fucking dumbass, right? As it stands then, I'm sure there is probably a little bit of a rug pull where people are like, yeah, maybe people are starting to notice. Let's start fucking buying this shit and cranking it up, and then we'll fucking dump when they start going in, and then the price will drop, and fuck them. Who cares? I think there can be a component of that, except this is not in the same way that crypto is very isolated. It's just ones and fucking zeros. This is actual fucking physical silver. So China is talking about like, hey, we need to restrict physical trade. And Elon Musk is weighing in on this shit because they actually need this shit to produce certain shit. So there's going to be a demand. And as demand goes up, the price is going to fucking go up. So even if it is up, and even if you see it start to dip, again, I'm not a financial advisor. If I was, I wouldn't be your financial advisor. I'm going to try to get some fucking more. All right, because even if it drops by $10 in the next month, who gives a shit? All right, it's still fucking, it's still on the way up, and currency is still shitting the bed. So I mean, if the dollar American starts fucking turning around suddenly, yeah, great. But until then, which I doubt. Speaking of dollar American, I watched the newest Running Man movie. So I don't know if you remember the Running Man from the 80s with Arnold Schwarzenegger. The hell with your freedoms. This fucking turd. I guess he's the son of an SS man, as I understood it. But what a fucking embarrassment, man. I mean, hero to absolute zero in one fucking generation. Absolute piece of shit. I'm not a fucking fan. And I appreciate like, yeah, but he's jacked, bro. He's jacked. He's a fucking chemical experiment. I mean, yeah, you got great fucking genetics. And what did you do with it? You put on a fucking Speedo. Fuck that. That's fucking embarrassing. I'd be embarrassed to shit if that was my kid. And then, gets chemically juiced up, shits out a couple kids with some fucking liberal talking head bitch, knocks up his fucking Mexican maid. I mean, it's like the 20th century in a one-man show. My one-man 20th century. It's fucking embarrassing, man. SS man to fucking... You're some fucking Mexican maid's bastard spawn, and you could be talking about, like, yeah, my grandfather, he was the SS man. He was a good man. He was serving, the Fuhrer. Embarrassing. Fucking embarrassing. That's what that is. So, anyway, I digress. That was the one from the 80s. It was very, very fucking 80s. Dancing girls, hairspray, bad one-liners, shitty editing, the whole fucking deal, man. But a good time. A good time as shitty 80s movies goes. I enjoyed it. It's fucking hilarious. So now I see they put out a new one, and I'm like... all right, I got nothing else going. It's the fucking holidays, I'm not fucking working right now. So I put this fucking thing on, and immediately, what is it? It's some fucking, I don't know who this fucking actor is. Kind of a B-list fucking guy. Fucking, he's ripped, bro. He's fucking ripped. He's magazine ripped. Great. Congratulations. Good job. You're a fucking specimen. You are. And all he wants is to earn enough money for his black wife and... arguably not even mulatto kid. So he looks like he's this white dude that's, love of his life is this absolute tree-living fucking branch manager and her African spawn, dude. And that's what he lives for. And he's just got to get enough money. But times is hard. It's Thunderdome out there. And his only option is to go on one of these many, many TV contest type shows. And she said, go on any one of them ones, but don't go on that Running Man. Ain't nobody come back from the Running Man. Oh, shit. But the idea then is you sign up for the fucking Running Man, And if you get picked, which of course he does because he's jacked and tan and he has a mulatto at home, the idea is that you're not going to be in like some subterranean hellscape like in the 80s version. You're going to be out there in society. But the gag is that you got to survive for 30 days, and they'll have hunters out there looking for you. You know, the hunters can look for you, or regular citizens can call in and report you. And if they report you, then they get like a shit ton of money, metric fuck ton of money. And I can't remember if they're allowed to try to kill you or not, whatever, it don't really matter. But the regular people are looking for you, and there's AI out there and facial recognition out there and all of this shit that's out there. So they're trying to fucking hem you up. And the deal was that this guy is hustling, and he's out there fucking on the run, hard and raw. And he finally, he comes across the resistance. But who be the resistance? It be the brothers, man, because they know, man. And, of course, it's all black dudes. But, like, the interesting twist here is, like, they make some of these extremely black-flavored conspiracy theory YouTube videos where they're like adding up numbers and they're showing you this thing compared to that thing. And he said this words, but if you comparify that shit to them other shits, look how it make a pyramid. Look at that. That's how they know, you know? So there was, I can't think that some of that wasn't, you know, an accident. I think there was some a little jab in the eye of like, this is you. This is how fucking stupid you sound when they say that shit. But there's another piece of it where like they're kind of facilitating the show. They're like making it so the guy can get away sometimes and stay on the run. And hey, fucking shoot that guy, man. We'll let you get another fresh start. Go ahead, keep running. So they're doing this kind of thing, and then in the end, they offer him the deal of like, hey, bro, you can have your own show. And these guys, all you got to do is kill this guy that's hunting you, and you can have your own show. You'll be part of the club, bro. You'll be part of the crew. And he goes and does this thing, and then it turns out that like the main, this was the funniest part. This is the best part. The guy that's hunting him, the main hunter, is dressed like a fucking IRA guy. He's got the fucking beret, the fucking aviator glasses, like bottom half of his face covered, big fucking overcoat. I'm like, oh, look, the fucking boy's in the band. Hey, he's out to fucking get you. You better fucking run, son. So it turns out like he tells the guy, he makes him take his shit off, and surprise, surprise, it's the guy that almost won the very first season. He got to like day 29 and they said they killed him. But they didn't kill him. They let him be this guy. He's this fucking guy. He's their main fucking hunter. And so it's like this kind of moral conundrum then. Do you take the deal or do you get fucking smoked or what? But it wasn't especially good. It's good for a laugh. Like the IRA angle was good for a laugh. Any of them fucking post-apocalyptic movies, I get a laugh out of. It's always a good time. But other than that, man, the fucking mulatto thing, like, goddamn. I had seen this thing where I had seen a couple things talking about, like, how, yeah, dude, if you're a white dude and you think you've been kind of short-dicked for a long time, you're actually fucking right. And they start looking at all these different professions. And one of them I remember they were talking about was writer. And that, like, in Hollywood or fucking publishing, anything, man, is like, if you're a white dude, like, your chances of getting work is like 0.0 nothing. If you're a woman, if you're black, if you're any of this shit, like, yeah, that's who makes up these fucking demographics. That's who writes this shit. And then it started to make sense why everything fucking sucks so bad. Like, every fucking thing you see is just absolute garbage. I'm like, oh, that explains why everybody, every couple has to be fucking mixed race. Every hero, every fucking genius person, every fucking judge has to be fucking black. I get it. We fucking get it. Yeah, like you're explaining something to me here. Anyway, I figure I'll tell one violent story and then we'll get down the fucking road. So check this shit out. I was in parts unknown. We'll just say parts unknown. And we're looking for this guy. We're looking for some fucking guy. And like I'd said before, there's a lot of this shit where you don't know who the fuck, you have like an Abu name. We're looking for Abu Muhammad or whatever. Or guys don't have a fucking proper family name. They have maybe at best a tribal name or like a bin, whoever the fuck name, that it's his father. It's Muhammad. His father's name was Muhammad. So this guy could be Muhammad. And this is who you're fucking looking for. But this guy that we're looking for, he has a lazy eye. So you'll be able to fucking find him. I'm like, all right, perfect. So we go out to fucking Dog Patch, dude. Way, way the fuck out there. It was so fucking far. Like, we do this shit at night, right? But it's so fucking far that we had to stop and do like an over the daytime, wait it out for it to get dark again. Because I can't try hitting this fucking place at 6 in the morning. That's fucking stupid, right? So we stay at this Marine outpost. And this shit, I mean, dude, fuckers say like doing special ops work is hard. Fuck you, dude. And I've never fucking argued it. I was like a pampered little ballerina, like a little bitch. Like, where's my fucking room service? There's no mint on this pillow. What the fuck? I did not live hard. Marines, these motherfuckers live hard, dude. Like, these fucking guys, like, that service prides itself on treating their people fucking horribly. So we go to this Marine fucking outpost, and it is no shit like some kind of 1800s French Foreign Legion, just fucking HESCO barriers. Like, just a fucking square. That's it, dude. Just a big fucking, just a square out there. Like, not even a, how big would you say? Maybe if you took like your average, like the footprint of like your average house and just put HESCO barriers around it, just like big cement barriers, yeah? And that's where you're going to live for the next fucking year. Like, they build their own like shade structures in there. You're sleeping out fucking side. You're eating MREs every day of the week. Oh, if you got a little money some kind of way, or if you got some cash or something from when you got your couple days to go back to a base and shower for once, maybe you figure out a way to buy some food, bring some food, whatever. Otherwise, you're eating MREs. You want to shower? Get some fucking bottled water, dump it over your head. That's a shower. You got to take a shit? There's a 2x4 you go lean over, and then you shit into a hole. All right, this is how these fucking guys live for a fucking year. So this, I mean, dude, talk about fucking scared straight, man. You thought you're going to go do some fucking flag waving shit. Think of that, dude. Fuck that. Anyway, it gets dark. We say goodbye. We roll on out, keep rolling to Dog Patch, dude. And we get out to this fucking place, and this house is on the side of a fucking hill, dude, and it fucking sucks. The idea here is like there's two structures to this house, this, whatever, this target location. It's like one main structure and then one what looks like some kind of storage, some other kind of fucking structure over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to have me and another guy are going to press around one side, and then our comms guy and a couple of guys are going to move up through the middle, and then we're going to wait. We're not going to send anybody on the other side. So the guys in the middle, they're going to press, but they're only going to go about halfway up, right? And then they're going to wait, and we're going to clear around the far side. And then as we link up, then we'll figure out how we're going to go do the last structure there. Because it's like a lot of moving fucking parts. And what you don't fucking want, especially when it's dark out, is accidentally shooting your friend. People won't like you for that. So me and this dude, we got one of these extendable ladders, and we're going around the left side of this structure. And the comms guy and another guy, they're going up between the middle of this fucking structure. They go running up there, and as we're going around the side of this fucking side door opens. There's this old man standing there. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm looking, and he's just yelling. And, like, normally they know, like, just be cool, dude. Don't do nothing fucking crazy. If you look like you're reaching, I'm going to fucking smoke you. You get a phone out, I'm smoking you. But this guy just starts fucking, like, shaking his fist and yelling and shit. I don't know if he's just fucking nuts or what. But he's being a pain in the fucking ass. So I'm like, I'm looking at him, I'm looking at the guy. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, just let's go. Press on. So me and the other guy, and we got this fucking big-ass ladder, and we keep fucking moving. From the other side, we hear pop, 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 pop. And I'm like, fuck. And we both stop, and we listen for a second, and nothing else happens. We're like, all right, fuck. So we keep pressing on. So now we go over here. We set the ladder up on the side of this building. We'll fucking get staged up there later. We come around the side of this building, and there's these two dudes are fucking laid the fuck out. And we, like, get, eye to eye with our other guy that was coming up the middle here. We work the rest of this thing. We get the top of this cleared off, the whole fucking deal, clear out this fucking compound. What we figure out is, like, these two guys had been up in the hills or some shit. I don't know what the fuck they're doing up there. Maybe they saw us coming, and they ran up there and jocked up and started running back down. And mind you, like, this is just a smaller component of a much larger hit. And it's not a fucking 4-man target takedown. There's other people involved here, all right? So don't make it weird. But these were the key players in this story. So the target gets fucking taken down. We're looking for this guy, and the guy that we're looking for, as he's described, Muhammad, whatever the fuck, and he's about, I don't know what, like 25, 30 years old, and he's got a lazy eye. This is the guy we're looking for. All right, how hard can it be? So we get guys rounded up, and the way that this would go is you don't always know who the fuck is who in the zoo, so I'd have to go through this process of who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are they? What's going on out here? And you try to narrow down, like, who's bullshitting me, because nobody's going to just fucking confess, ha, you foiled me, and like, no. So you're going to have to fucking figure this out. So I'm doing a little Q&A, but I had just come off of a deployment. I came off a deployment where I was doing this shit and did a lot of targets. And now I was only home like 2 months, and I got the call to come on this fucking deal that was, allegedly a much more high-speed deal. And I got out here to do this. So I was over it. It's not my first day at the fucking races, and I'm not going to take any wazoo shit out of like, oh, no, sir, I don't know, sir. This area very safe, sir, because they always try to say this shit. So I already know how this is going to go. I wrap this guy up, and I get this first guy that I'm going to question. And if it starts to sound like we're going to go the direction of like, oh, no, sir, it's a very safe area, sir, I'm just going to fucking punch a guy in the fucking head. And like, let's just get this out of the way. Like, I'm here to hurt you, dude, and answer these goddamn questions. So I grab this guy up. All right, what's your deal? Sir, this is a safe area. Wrong. Wham! Fucking drill this guy right in the fucking mouth. And I'm like, all right, look, here's the deal, dude. You can give me an idea what's going on here, answer my fucking questions, or I will beat you to death and leave you fucking here. That's how this is going to go. And he's like, no, sir. I'm saying this is a safe area. And like, I'm hearing this through the interpreter. But this guy, he kidnaps me, and he makes me work on his farm. I'm like, oh, no shit? He's like, yes. No one knows that this goes on out here. I'm like, all right, well, fuck. Sorry about your mouth and everything. Like, let's package you up. We'll put you over here, man. So I said, see, so you do kind of get to go with us. Just be cool. So I put that guy aside, and I go get the fucking head guy over here. I'm like, all right, he's like a little bit older, but he's still going to get a taste. And some of these fuckers, like the old dudes especially, like they can't resist giving you a little side eye, a little like, fuck you, motherfucker. And like, no, dude, zap, here you go. Here's this one. Just put that in your drawer. You can look at it later. But I'm like, look, man, I want to know what's going on out here, but also I like where's fucking Muhammad for one, and two, what the fuck is this guy says you kidnapped him? He's like, yes, his father owes me money. I'm like, that's fucked up, dude. So I'm gonna beat you, a little bit, but I also want to know where Muhammad is. Oh, he's never heard of no Muhammad. It's all a big fucking mystery. But we go through the song and dance, and sometimes it just goes like that you don't, you're not going to get straight answers. But now I go and kind of convene with the management. I'm like, all right, here's what's going on, dude. Here's what I have. I have a kidnapped guy. I have a guy that's fucking around, doesn't want to answer questions. And then I have like 2 guys dead between these 2 buildings. And he's like, all right, well, is it one of these guys? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I haven't gone and looked yet. So I go out here to look, and the guy we're looking for is supposed to have a lazy eye, right? So I go out here and I look, and there's these 2 assholes, and they got AKs, and one of them's got like this bandolier of grenades and shit. I'm like, wow, that could have got fucking stupid. But I go out here, and I kind of look at the guy, and he's got what looks like a lazy eye. I'm like, oh, all right, shit. Well, maybe this is a guy, and I kind of nudge his head sideways with my boot, and I roll his head over a little, and it looks like he's got a lazy eye. But then I'm like, oh, no, he just got shot in the head. That's all. Like so maybe he had a lazy eye, but I can't totally tell because like that part of his head was like caved in and making his eye go all fucking wonky. I try to fucking run a bluff, and I go back to the old dude that we were just talking to. And I said, so this guy, Muhammad, like we already know, everybody else on target here told us that he's your son, right? Is that right? And he's like, oh, okay. And I said, the eye that's lazy, is it his left eye? Like this eye right here? Because he probably don't know right from left. I said, is it this eye that's lazy on him? And he's like, yes. And I said, okay, that's good. I couldn't tell if that was the right one because we shot him in the head, and it made his eye go all wonky, and the guy just went to fucking pieces, understandably, but also go fuck yourself. I don't give a shit. You were going to try to fucking grenade me. The other part, the funny ending to this story, this house is like built on the side of a hill, and these fuckers had a cow, and they had this piece of the side of the hill like leveled off, like plateaued off, and they got this cow like staked out there, like on a, you know, way like you would do a dog or some shit, like on a little lead or some shit. The cow is just standing there. So I'm trying to walk back over here because I got to do the wand thing on all these fucking women because they'll hide shit on the women. So I got to go over here and do this. I'm trying to walk past this cow, and my terp is like, hey, don't go over there. I'm like, what? He's like, that cow is going to fuck you up. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's a fucking cow. He's like, look at the tail, bro, the tail. I'm like, what are you fucking saying? And apparently, I didn't know this shit. I learned something on this trip. With a cow, when they get pissed off and they're going to fuck you up, their tail goes like straight out. And this cow's tail was like straight out. Like he was going to spill my fucking coffee. So I was like, oh, no shit. All right, thanks. Thanks, Helper Haji. So I didn't get fucked up by the cow. Happy ending to an otherwise stupid story. So with that, I'm going to get in here and run some errands, man. But until next time, you can dig this shit wherever dodgy content is purveyed. If you want to hassle me, you can find me on the gram, niceguy.coffee, or on Telegram at t.me/theabusehour and associated chat. You want to leave a couple of bucks, there's the link to the buy coffee a coffee thing just below. But until next time, keep your eyes on the horizon, keep your neck out of the noose. I have been Coffee. These are my takes.